So we're going to move on to Santorum's next thing that we want to talk about, and we'll make this is more of the line of he's going to give us the chance to talk about something that we really care about, and that's Roe versus Wade, because this guy has an opinion on what you women should be doing with your bodies.
I got in a debate about this recently too because I was sick today and had nothing better to do.
I love getting in Facebook arguments with people where you don't get. I mean, this is something I would care about, but it's like one of those things where like, if there's no collateral damage or I don't care what anybody else sees when I post shit, I love those kind of
Oh
discussions.
yeah, no, this is great.
Like when the Paris attack happened and like everybody's like, pray for Paris, pray for Paris. I'm like, fuck your prayers. And I got so many people, so many people, and this was like a company that I enjoy, which is Tough Mudder. They do those weird fucking insane mud races with obstacles and shit like that. And I had done one before, and it was really cool. But they said the whole pray for Paris, and I'm like, yeah, those prayers aren't going to do much. And so many people are like, oh, dude, this is the wrong time. This is the wrong time. How dare you talk about that right now? And I'm like, seriously, it's not going to do anything. So my comment got deleted eventually, but I love stirring the fucking pot sometimes. It's good times.
Stir the pot. Stir the pot.
Santorum.
14th Amendment, as you know very well, says that no state shall deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law.
He's like begging the question by emphasizing the person there.
Yep. Absolutely, yes.
Or deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. And the amendment, as you know, also specifically empowers the Congress in Section 5 of the 14th Amendment to the power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. Now, I think I know the answer to this, but I'll ask, do you believe unborn babies are persons whose equal right to life is protected?
It's not the same thing.
They can't be persons if they're not viable.
Exactly.
This is not a person.
Yeah, if they rely on the body of another person,
they're not autonomous.
That other person has the right to say, no.
This is my body.
My body.
My choice.
And pregnancy is inherently life-threatening.
And it's a fucking parasite for a long time.
For every woman. Now, granted, yes, it's a lot less life-threatening.
No,
but less does not mean not life-threatening.
Less is not more in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any illness, which pregnancy is considered an illness, which is life-threatening, a person has the right to seek the treatment best for that. And if that is removing the illness from their body that they so choose, that's their fucking choice.
Fetus be gone.
Get
behind me, fetus. Get behind me.
Yeah.
I said that to some people. I said that to some pro-life people today on Facebook, and they were like, "Oh, bless you, Felicia." And I was this close to being like, "Okay, well, it was nice chatting with you, but I'm off to get my abortion."
Like, I'm gonna go sneeze for you too. Yeah, bless me. You know? Oh wait, a sneeze is actually something. You know, it's not a prayer.
God, it's just like they were just like, yeah, but the child was innocent and didn't ask to be conceived, and I'm like, and nobody asked for the child to be conceived. Well, they should have had safe sex. I'm like,
oh,
yeah,
lay people. Okay, there we go.
Doesn't always work that way.
That works so well, you know.
I'm like, yeah, that's not 100%. And then I would go rape, and they're like, that's not the most common. And I'm like, so?
So it still happens, and you still want the people to carry the baby.
Yeah.
And
they were like, but the innocent child did nothing. I'm like, and she doesn't have to risk her life for anyone else ever.
I hate those conversations because they are flawed from the beginning because they're calling it a child.
They actually told me science has proved that life begins at conception. I'm like, no. No, actually, there's really not. And they're like, it is well, and what they meant was like bacteria is life.
Well,
is what they meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the same thing. Because I can go like this and kill the bacterias all I want, and nobody's raising an ethical argument.
But at the same time, you've just like given like at least 3 fairies their life back.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, hey, so that's good. I mean, it's at least it balances out.
Argument, right?
Yeah. No, those arguments don't really work very well because if they want to call
they're
that
bad
life,
arguments.
they're bad arguments. But if they want to call that life, then they also have to qualify every skin cell as alive.
And they also have to qualify
And
their
the
eggs
egg
that they eat.
and
They
the
have to
sperm
qualify this. They have to qualify the
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually said they're like they shouldn't have taken the risks that could lead to pregnancy. I'm like, all right, fine.
Like, haven't you
So
ever
if somebody
fucked?
gets,
Don't you like
so
to
if somebody
fuck?
gets in a car and somebody gets in a car accident and breaks their leg, they shouldn't seek treatment for that broken leg
Because they had it
they
coming.
knew the risks getting into a car. And they were like, that's absurd. And I'm like,
Yeah,
they're
like your
like,
argument.
That's the
they're
same
like,
argument.
pregnancy isn't the same as a broken leg. They're like, pregnancy isn't trauma. I'm like, technically it's classified as an illness.
Yeah.
And that's true.
You talk to anybody that's had kids, and I don't know what the process is or why it happens, but my wife likes to complain all the time that the developing kids took part of her brain.
I've heard of that. Pregnancy brain. I've heard of that.
Because she said that there's shit where she's like, I used to think that I was a lot smarter than I am now, and I'm like, oh, you're still smart. She's like, don't fucking patronize me. She doesn't say that, but
The thing is that
that's the look I
pregnancy
get, though.
changes her body.
Brain chemistry
Forever.
like a motherfucker. Yeah. Like she still
Forever.
has a spot on her lower back where they did the fuck is it called? Where they
Epidural?
they do the epidural. Where I can't touch it. The kids can't touch it. I can't touch it because it's too fucking painful for it to be touched. And I'm like, that's fucked up, man. She's like, see what I sacrificed for these kids? I'm like, yes, honey, I do see. I appreciate you bringing me flora, fauna, and Merryweather. It's been great.
They're just it changes her body forever, and she's already a living person.
Forever.
And so there's just no justification for saying, well, she had sex, so now she has to carry this kid. I'm like,
yeah, no,
we're not incubators. I don't think they understand this. And it was women I was talking to. I'm like, women aren't incubators. They're people.
I like giving people the argument of like, well, you have a kidney and I need it. Like, no, this is my body. Like, okay, great. There you go. You fucking understood.
See what you just did there?
Yeah.
Did you see? Because let's say life begins at conception, which personhood does not. Like,
no.
It's
just because you're alive does not make you a person. Yeah.
All you need to do is watch Inside Out and see that Riley had one button at birth to know that that's not a person.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not sentient. You're not sapient. Nothing. And they're like, they have a heartbeat, and I'm like, you can stimulate a heartbeat in a dead body.
We've made artificial.
So does a person in a persistent vegetative state.
They've made stem cell hearts that beat.
Yes.
Yeah, a heartbeat doesn't mean shit. So moving on. But let's just say that they are a life, that they are a person from the moment of conception, which is just absurd. Because seriously, the moment of conception is where there's an egg and there's a little spermie and he goes blue, 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 and that's not a person.
For a representation there for people that aren't watching on video, Felicia just made a hand signal as an egg, and she did a swimmer into it. So.
And it makes that noise too. Blue, 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 blue.
Shit! Were you in the bedroom at the time? How did you know that's what the sound is? Man.
Wait, no, that's not a Pac-Man. That's that's the mushroom sound from Super Mario. That's what it was.
No, mine sound more like waka 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 waka.
So, but let's just say that blue 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 moment is that this is a person now.
Every sperm is sacred. Every sperm is good.
It's let's just say it is. Then that person is going to suck the life out of her for the next 9 months.
Well,
not to mention the additional 20 years.
17 years, really.
Yeah. Okay. So whatever. Yeah, I understand.
We're on the same fucking page.
Literally use the resources of her body and threaten her life
Bitch, you better give birth
to
or I'll kill you.
exist. That person is saying, I need your shit in order to live. She gets to say, no. Nope.
Nope, not doing it. Not gonna do
Yep.
it.
And they're like,
do you guys want to
that's
wager?
selfish. And I'm like, so?
Do you want to wager how many seconds into the video we are right now?
Oh, geez.
2.
27?
34 seconds in, and we've gone like 12 minutes on this. Let's hear what he has to say.
The 14th Amendment. Would you call on Congress to use this Section 5 authority to protect the unborn? Or do you believe that you're obligated to defer to the declaration of majority now 40 plus years ago in Roe versus Wade, unless and until Roe is overturned by a future decision of the court or a constitutional amendment? Is there something that can be done now?
I mean, if you go back to what is the definition of person, which of course isn't defined in the Constitution. And I've said this over and over and over again.
Yeah, but they define militia as like any fucking Yahoo that wants a gun. So I'm just going to bring that up only for like context later.
Yeah, we could also bring up that he's using the 14th Amendment to argue what he wants and ignoring the 14th Amendment.
For what it really does.
Gay rights.
Yeah, gay rights and DOMA and shit like that. So, yeah.
The error side of being open and welcoming and accepting of all of God's creation, all human beings should be considered persons. And that we should have
all human beings should be considered persons. That is such a problematic statement. I don't even really know where to attack it.
At the most basic level, it's saying that yes, all humans are people, but not all people are humans. I don't know, because I think Coco the gorilla would have a little bit to say about this shit. Like, me hate you, you know.
Well, and that's the
Give
thing
me
is that
kitty,
in
you know?
science there are non-human persons.
We are in a realm where we are recognizing non-human persons. Yes.
Yeah, dogs have. It's not been like there's not a consensus yet, but there's a lot of evidence that dogs could be persons.
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure most scientists who are studying the sentience and sapience of dolphins have been like, yeah, they're persons, and they're just. They're persons. Gorillas, for sure. Chimpanzees, yeah, they're non-human.
Bonobos who like to fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, bonobos, our closest relatives. Yeah, they're persons. Like, each individual is a person. And then it's getting even further into, hey, are, like, ravens persons? Because they
use tools.
They're pretty fucking...
They're smart.
Yeah, they're pretty smart.
And, like, they name their children. Individual, like a specific sequence of sounds represents that specific individual.
Did I? I don't know if I brought it up here or if I just talked about it at work. But there's been a consensus of a lot of scientists out there that a lot of the apes that we see on the planet right now are currently living in the Stone Age.
Yeah, they're Stone Age primates now.
They are
they
stone
have
tools.
complex political societies, and some even have the beginnings of what looks like democracy forming.
Yeah,
and it's pretty fucking crazy.
Fascinating. But the most interesting thing to me is like someone said
language. Like some of them have language.
One of the most fascinating things it said is like during the Stone Age, let's remind everybody that this is what humans accomplished in the Stone Age. And one of them was like traveling in the water by boat, you know. You know,
there's orangutans who
started the
saw
domestication.
people do that. They're like, I can do that.
We started the domestication of dogs in the Stone Age. So we're gonna see like chimpanzees with fucking like bird buddies kind of thing, you know, traveling down major waterways, like giving you like the finger, you know. Like,
oh yeah,
what's up, dude?
The chimpanzees, like, they're complex societies. Yes, they're far more. They're quickly more violent than we usually are.
Oh, they're coming for us. Yeah,
the apes are coming. Yeah. Kerry Jackson's been sounding this warning for years, but the apes are coming for us.
Oh yeah, no, they're terrifying. Orangutans, I'm actually not that super scared of because orangutans are actually super chill. Like they like watch us and they're like, yeah, I can watch socks too. Seriously, that's a thing that has actually happened. They like this one. She saw people washing socks, and she's like, "Sure." And so she started washing socks, and then she'll like take canoes and row.
Yeah,
with her babies.
Orangutans will steal boats.
Yeah, they will. They're just like, sure, why the fuck not? Like,
Hey, wait.
I mean,
in
yeah,
Planet of the Apes,
I saw that ape.
they're usually
I
like
saw
the
that
lawgiver or
ape do it.
something.
I can do that. Like,
Because the
so
chimps are the...
orangutans are like, they'll just like hang out around people and just like do what they do. So that's pretty chill. But like chimps are way like us in the fact that they have like these really political like tribes, and the biggest and strongest doesn't necessarily have to be the leader. They change leadership, often based on how political somebody is. Like they're so intensely like
Go
us in
watch...
so many ways. It freaks me the fuck
I
out.
don't know if anybody's
But
watched it, but
no,
there's a...
a zygote is a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already closed the tab. I'm not listening to Santorum anymore. We're going to move on to break here in a second. But
Like,
I was going to
so
say,
they
for
talk
anybody
about
that...
chimpanzees, but they're like all of these are a person, and I'm like, well, what about non-human persons? Because I don't see you giving chimps rights in the zoos, so fuck you.
So anybody that really wants to see like a good representation of ape culture kind of things, and it's kind of weird to bring it up, but Disney made a
That was
movie
the other
this
thing.
last year
Did
called...
you know that whales have culture and dialects? Sorry, non-human
No.
persons. It's really fascinating.
But there was a Disney movie that came out this year called Monkey Kingdom. Not a lot of people saw it, but
It was really interesting.
I'm fascinated with Disney wanting to make a step back into the used to making, because Disney used to make a shitload of like nature documentaries and everything, and they were fucking great, even though a lot of them were staged. But
Yeah, they kind of got in shit for that.
Lemmings don't throw themselves off cliffs.
Mm-hmm.
Disney, you're assholes.
nope, they learned their lesson from
But I
that
also
one.
love you.
They really, they really did, because Disney is not the same company it was back then. They're more
That's
ruthless and everything, but fuck, they've got like a... I mean, you got Star Wars beating all fucking records around the world.
Oh
man.
God.
They
There's
made
not a record they hasn't beat yet.
Yep.
Star Wars.
I'm gonna go watch that again
So
this week.
good.
I'm gonna go
I
watch it.
cried.
I need to go see it in IMAX. That's what I'm gonna go do.
Yeah, we saw it in IMAX 3D, and I was just like
It's so
the
good.
whole time.
Well, Kyle knows all about this because he had like a 2.5. Let's plug that real quick. He had like a
Yeah.
2.5 hour episode of that. The fellas that do the Podhell Media with us are called a Geek Dad Report. And
Yeah,
he had
we
like
gotta
a
listen to that.
he had like a 2.5 hour
Yeah,
recap of like episode 7 this week that
Yeah.
they did.
Mm-hmm.
And so
All day.
I'm going to go listen to it, but I haven't had time yet. So I got something to do at work tomorrow. But that brings us to the perfect time for us to take a break. So we will be right back with